clucky little chook now.
Oh, is she?
Oh, yes, she is.
Another generation to come.
Yeah,
Another generation.
Great grandmother.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And Murray Smith, Murray's son, Jamie.
Yes,
And
I know Jamie.
Jamie's been one of the, tell Jamie I proudly wear his cap too, Murray. He sells those imported French saddles and does a great job. And also the other son, Stuart, and his lovely family involved. He's a stock and station agent down there, Barks, and his daughter competes in show jumping too. So it's another generation. This isn't just, that's what I say. Heritage is all about generations coming through, isn't it?
Isn't it amazing? You know, we sort of, we spoke and commentated on various people, and all of a sudden we then see their children come into the ring.
Well, I'll tell you what, I
And
never
we
take...
realise we're getting old.
I never take my children shopping. You know why?
Why?
Because I take them up at 8:30 in the morning and we get home at 10:30, and they said, never go shopping with Poppy because, my God, he knows everyone in the shopping centre. And all you do is stand there and you're bored, and he knows too many people, and I never want to do announcing, no.
Do you know what they call you?
Well, my mother taught me when I was a young boy that a wise head, a still tongue denotes a wise head, and I've always followed her saying.
No, do you know what your nickname is?
What's that?
Have a chat.
Have a chat. I was waiting for that. No, mate, I love my job like you do, and Carol, we just love being part of. In fact, I would say it's an honour to be invited to come to these events. It's not our right to be here, folks, I can assure you. It's just nice to be invited, to be part of the Sydney Royalties show. And young announcers out there, if they're sitting around the grounds, never forget that. It's not your right to be there, you're an invited guest. And I think at times young people need to realise that. And as we come through, because all generations have different ways of thinking, Mr. Barker, don't they?
Hey, Graham and Angus.
They certainly do. Yes, Carol.
Tonight's the big night.
Hey?
Do you know what's happening tonight? Those showgirls are going to be announced, and that's a very special tradition as well with the shows. All of those young women have been competing in the past year at their various agricultural shows and have been voted through and judged through to represent their individual agricultural societies and then their regions or zone and what have you. And finally, the culmination is to come and compete for the 2014 Miss Royal Easter Showgirl competition, and that's announced tonight. Well,
Carol, there's only two states in Australia that have it. That's sponsored by the Land in New South Wales. It's the Land Royal Easter Show Miss Showgirl, and the Queensland's the Queensland Country Life, the sister paper. So it's great to see that the rural papers are still behind the girls from country Australia, and I think that's so important, isn't it? I know it's tonight, Carol. You know why?
Why?
Because Graham Barker's got a brush up here. He's been brushing his hair and cleaning his...
Oh, that'll take a long time.
He's got a toothbrush, so he's cleaning his teeth just in readiness so the girls can look up and see him and give him a wave tonight.
Excuse me, Carol, that was mean.
Oh, sorry, it just slipped out.
That was mean.
Actually, Barks, when he goes to the hairdresser now, like me, they actually pay us to go and have one.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what, Carol?
Yes?
I've got a football haircut.
What's that?
18 either side.
Oh, there you go.
Did you say 80?
18.
Oh, sorry.
18 hairs either side of the part.
I was going to say you're getting excited if you said 80.
Yeah.
That's what I asked you the other day. What's the definition of balderdash? A rapidly receding hairline. Oh, dear. And what wonderful showgirls we've had in the past.
What colour hair have you got, Carol?
Beg your pardon?
What colour hair have you got?
I'm keeping my hat on. I know you're going to give us a dig.
Actually,
you mean now or originally?
Now, Carol.
No one can hear me out there, but it changes colour at different days.
Does it?
Yeah.
Palomino one day, buckskins the next.
There you go.
Depends on what classes are being judged in the ring.
She actually brings her own hairdresser down from the Hunter Valley and just sits here and looks after.
Oh, sure.
Keep trying, boys. Keep trying.
Oh, we love you.
Hey,
Here's a
you know
special
what?
message from our sponsor. Yep.
You know what? It just takes longer every year. She still comes up as good, just takes longer.
Well, look up at the big
Thanks.
screen, folks.
Target 100 is 100 initiatives to deliver sustainable farming of sheep and cattle. And to me, sustainable farming is adding and improving the environment rather than just maintaining it, and certainly not degrading it.
We are custodians over a fair part of Australia, and therefore we certainly need to leave it in a better state than when we found it.
You know, we're not out here to rape and pillage the land, we're out here to work with nature, not against it. And we can be profitable and sustainable.
We really are very cognitive of the need to look after Australia's agricultural land.
Well, our riders out now walking the course, the next of our show jumping events, and this is the one of the big ones, the EFA Perpetual Cup. Prize medallions supported by the RAS of New South Wales, and the rug supported by Equestrian Australia. This is a very important show jumping event, one of the big ones for the show, and this is one of the classes that is a two-star event. So to get a two-star event, the supporters of the show plus the RAS have had to guarantee $60,000 in prize money for the Group A Section 1. We have 12 placings, the prize money down to 12th. We'll only announce and present the first 5, but excellent prize money. They've brought an international course designer out again this year. Werner was here last year and the year before, and he's here again this year. Mr. Ho from Singapore is our international judge, and we can expect to see a very high standard in this class. Another requirement of a two-star is the fact that some of the fences must be 1.6 metres in height. And why is it so important for us to have a two-star event? Well, when the riders go overseas, unless they've got a global ranking, they really find it very difficult to get an opportunity to go to some of the bigger shows. So this two-star event will start Australian riders on the quest to get global ranking, because each event will carry points. You'll get so many points for first and so many points down to 12th. And of course, the more points you can amass, the more opportunities you will get if you go overseas. And we've got a number of riders overseas at the present time. And of course, probably the best known of them would be Edwina Tops-Alexander. And she's absolutely put Australia right on the map. The winner of the Global Tour Series. And if you watch Eurosport every now and again, you will see the Global Tour being featured. And Edwina is always one of the stars. She's agreed also, which is great news for Australia, she's agreed to assist with the high performance training of the Australian team. She'll be team captain, and so Australia really is going to get a lot of benefit from her experience. She's been overseas now for 12 years, formerly from Sydney, and she's a top and great little rider, Edwina. So our riders finishing walking the course, you'll notice there's no horses out there. They don't see the fences until they come out to compete. The riders walk the course to learn the order in which they have to be negotiated. They also step the distance between fences to work out exactly how many strides and whether the strides are long or short in between the fences.
Angus and Graham, look up there at those giants coming in now.
Where? The Shires?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big
They are
fellas,
the big boys, aren't they?
hey? Yeah.
And we seem to be seeing more and more of them, which is terrific because they certainly make a spectacle down here. They just look so fantastic.
And the winner's music, Carol, is for the Clydesdales, and this is class 255. The Clydesdale Brood Mare, 4 years and over. It's been won by 115, and that is the Yatana Park Maggie. Barrington Clydesdale Farm Stays, Stuart and Kate Carlin from Clarenstown in New South Wales. Second placing to 1351. That's Tullymore Eclipse, the Tullyers Correctional Centre, Miss Simone Landry and Miss Jessica Van Den. Breed from Pheasant's Nest in New South Wales. Third, 273, Carnegie St Clair and Michael Clancy from Jewel here in New South Wales. So congratulations to the winner and the place getters in class 255, the Clydesdale Broodmare, 4 years and over. So the big Shires, they are the largest as far as height is concerned of the big heavy horses. And whilst they're not numerous in number here in Australia, they are getting more and more as time progresses. So we have a number of different breeds of heavy horse here in Australia, the Clydesdales of course being the most prolific. Then we have the Shires, the Percherons, and there's also a few Belgian drafts coming into the country. So class 699 is being judged over in front of the Sinclair stand, and I can see a pink jacket over there. So Carol, you want to have a bit of a chat? Go for your life.
Thanks very much, Graham. And this is a great class, these beautiful sulkies out here. And a very big congratulations to Mr. Neil Shippard. Would you like to have a little word to us?
Yes, thank you. Pleasure to win this class. It's a delight to see these Sydney Brass sulkies come out in these events. They're a wonderful vehicle, a lot of work to polish these carts up, and I'm very pleased to win this class with this pony. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Neil Shippard, and I think we've got some results, so back up to Graham and Angus.
Thanks, Carol. The winner's music is for class 699, and that is the non-hackney sulky pony, over 10 hands, not exceeding 14 hands. And congratulations to 1315, Lakevale Zipper, Neil Shippard from Albany in New South Wales. And it's by Kuyong Liberace from Lakevale Gidget. And of course Kuyong is the stud prefix known as one of our judges here yesterday who judged the miniatures. Second placing to 1470, Fleurs de Liche Mancini, Marjorie Walter from Ripplebrook in Victoria. Third placing to 287, Warren Park Pink Panther, Corinne Collins and Andrew James from Darnham in Victoria. Number 1187 in fourth placing, and that's Glenwood Silk and Ice, Rag and Proctor Family Show Team from Mittagong. And fifth placing to 132, Stillbrook Tiger Lily, BJ G&R Bensley from Goulburn in New South Wales, the late Bryson, Joanne, Jeffrey and Richard Bensley. So congratulations to the Bensley family. And Stillbrook Tiger Lily. Pennant High Flyer, who was a very successful horse in the show ring, is the sire. Rivington Spinifex, another very successful exhibit in the show ring, is the dam. So congratulations to Neil Shippard from Albury in New South Wales. Neil, a very keen exhibitor of harness ponies in the royal show rings around Australia. So well done, Neil. Congratulations. Over here near the big screen, we have Class 474, the Shire Gelding, 3 years and under. So whilst these blokes are pretty big, you wait until you see the older horses, the big Shires, and a big Shire can weigh anything up, a mature male can weigh anything up to 1,000 kilograms. And their temperament is what makes them easy to handle in the show ring. You imagine it, you've got 1,000 kilograms of horse being handled by a person of, say, 70 to 80 kilograms. The ratio is a bit out of proportion. But because of their temperament, they are easy to handle.
Easy for you, Mr. Barker. Not easy for everyone. They're pretty big.
Oh, they're big, there's no doubt about that, Carol. But they've got a wonderful temperament. They are easy to handle.
That's the cold bloods for you. Yeah, you know how you said I needed a microphone on an extension stick to interview the show jumpers?
Yeah.
I think I need that for the Shires.
Yeah. You reckon you get one of the horses to talk to you?
Well, Mr. Ed did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly. Have we got Mr. Ed here, do you think?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be game to put the microphone to some horses. I reckon they swear, actually. I'm sure they say some rather objectionable things to some people. What do you think?
I reckon they'd say maybe tell the truth about their handlers at times.
Yes, and probably well deserved.
So at the Clydesdales over in front of the Cumberland Pavilion, and the Clydesdales are originally from the Valley of the Clyde in Scotland, and the Shire's also another of the British breeds.
And we did talk about the other day, particularly with the stock horses out here, of the contribution those types of horses, those original station horses played in war. That they were the so many of the whalers, the original horses that Australia sent overseas to the Boer War, and of course in the Middle East they had a dreadful time and did us proud. But the heavy horses were there too. The heavy horses were also used, and they copped it pretty tough. They had huge loads to haul, and the limbers, the big guns, a lot of the heavier crossbreds, admittedly in many cases, but nevertheless, those big horses played a huge part. And I saw an interview not all that long ago on television of an old chap in England who was considerably old, but did remember when they came to take his horses, his very, very precious Clydes that he loved so dearly, that were the mainstay of his farm. And of course the government needed them for the war, and the tears ran down this old chap's face as he said, "And I never saw them again." So what a great debt we owe to these wonderful horses.
You know, Carol, there was in the very, very early days, and I'm going right back, there was no need for horses of this size because everything was carried in packs on the backs of horses because there was no roads. You had difficulty getting through the countryside. But as roads became available, there was a great need for a horse that could pull a heavy load. And so these big horses were developed. There were some Scottish farmers who imported Flemish stallions to put over their mares to develop these great big heavy horses who had the ability to pull heavy loads in what we call shoulder haulage. And shoulder haulage means you've got the collar around the neck and the horse uses its shoulder to actually pull the load. And of course, as more roads became available, more horses were needed. And so these horses started to flourish. And back in the very early days of Australia, the Clydesdale was the animal that helped build this wonderful nation of ours. Without them, we would not be where we are today, because back in the early days, heavy horses built all the roads, they put in the irrigation channels, and did everything that was necessary, brought timber down from the forest to the sawmills, from the sawmills to the building sites, and of course transported all our produce around the countryside. Now they weren't only restricted to the city areas, because out in the country areas, the heavy horses used to take the loads of wool and wheat and barley, etc., to the river ports. And they were the highways back in those days, and the paddle steamers would transport the produce down to the major cities where they would be put on the sailing ships and sent overseas. So I've actually seen a photograph of a team of 33 Clydesdales pulling a lorry loaded with an unbelievable number of wool bales. And that was up in the Riverina somewhere here in New South Wales. And so there were some pretty big teams around. And of course, literally everything was done with the big heavy horses. There's still a number of farms around. We've got one in Victoria that does all the work with horses, and they invite the general public to come and have a look and see how it used to be done back in the early days.
And also, Parks, I was just talking to Mr. Bill Picken too, and he said he'd like to say a very special thank you to a wonderful family with the Shires here at the show this year, and that is the PERPETUal family. Now, they have actually set up down here in the stables, in the great stables, a replica of the stables that were, he took photographs, and he went back and it cost him something like $3 million on his own property to the stables that we see here, like down at the R.M. Williams. Yeah. He actually took photographs, and he's had those built on his own property for his Shires, yes. And he has people who are more than welcome to go down. There's a magnificent vehicle down here that he will see in the heavy harness, and he'd be delighted to see anyone go down there and have a look and inspect it. It's just amazing. Bill, in fact, asked if we'd go down and have a look. I said I'll go down and have a look afterwards and meet the gentleman, because he said it's just amazing to see it. So.
I can't wait to see the heavy horses in harness, because I think this year we are going to see something very special, because we've got the Clydesdales, the Shires, the Percherons, and I think we're going to see something very special this year.
Yes, so thank you, sir, for what you've achieved and what you've done and what you've brought to the Sydney Royal History Show for all the patrons. That's wonderful.
The displays in that Grace Pavilion, I go through there every evening, and they're just absolutely magnificent. No attention to detail has been missed. They are beautiful, and do you know what they told me? They are especially all that fabric that's used in those displays are certified fire-resistant fabric. So it's a magnificent display, flowers, even a little cascading water feature in one of the displays, and they're all specially produced from fire-retardant fabric and safe as houses. Fabulous displays.
Thanks, Carol.
I don't know whether we should ask you, Carol, why do you go through the Grace Pavilion?
Because that's where I live this year.
Oh,
I'm in a state of grace.
Oh. All right, we've got our first horse on course in this, one of the major events, one of the feature events on the Sydney Royal Easter Show jumping program. This is the Group A Section 1 horses. These are the top group that are jumping, the best horses of the show. And first to go is number 68, and that is PP Masterclass and James Hetherington. So some of these fences are up to the maximum height of 1.6 metres, and would you believe that is the height of the fences in the Olympic Games? Now, we are running a two-star competition here at Sydney this year for the very first time, and all the Group A Section 1 classes are two-star classes, which means the riders, if they do well, can get some points for the global series. So into the double, 8AB, then straight on to the next fence, and he's got a rail down. So 4 faults, and that's the first penalty at this stage for this horse. Now the other riders will watch closely how the first horse handles the track, and if they go disastrously, then they'll be getting a bit nervous. If they go well, it gives them confidence. Now that's bad luck, that's a refusal, so that's another 4 penalties, and of course loses a lot of time.
And Graham, he's a young gentleman that's had a lot of success here over the years, and this magnificent PP Masterclass is stable name's Big Kev, side by Masterclass, and in 2002 it foaled its lovely gelding.
So 8 jumping penalties plus 2 time penalties, a total of 10. So next to go will be number 39, Caltango, and Tim Clark from Victoria. And Tim had a very good placing yesterday in the big one, and he is one of the contenders for good scores and good placings in the Group A Section 1. Former top junior now holds his own in the senior ranks.
Thanks, Sparks. We just have a result here for Class 256, the Clydesdale Drive mare, 4 years and over. And first place goes to catalogue number 166. That's Glenda Bissett. Congratulations, making your way off the arena in front of the big screen now. From Orange, New South Wales, McMurchie Fleur. Second place to catalogue number 1543, Highgate Queen of Glen Rose with Yanko Agricultural School from Yanko. And third to the Yanko Agricultural College and Patrol Tess. So congratulations to Yanko Agricultural College for their great support and great success they've had here this year. Back to Graham Barker.
Thanks, Angus. And Tim at the moment all clear. Now this is Liverpool. You can see there's imitation water underneath the fence. And a lot of horses will have a bit of a look at that. Now into another double. All clear with 3 to go. Come on, Tim. Give us a clear round. That'll give us the others a lot of confidence. Hey, he's looking good. Come on, Tim Clark. Last fence coming up. Go, go, go. He's got it. Oh, boy. Hey, that's great. Second horse out and we've got a clear round. That's going to help the confidence of everybody. So what happens... We will no doubt now get the other clear rounds. Those that are tied for first placing with a clear round will jump off. Less obstacles in the jump off, larger obstacles, and they go against the clock. Next to go is number 28, and that's Diamond B Vixen, underwritten by Sam Buchanan. And there's the winner's music, and this is for the Shires. This is class 474, the Shire gelding 3 years and under. And congratulations to 782, Sutton Cross Spencer. Joni Costas from Warrigal in Victoria. Second place in the catalogue number 430, Ingleside Lucky Chance. Sarah Dooley from Oakdale in New South Wales. Third, 1121, Sugarloaf Maximilian. Steve Petikaris and family from Fit Junction here in New South Wales. They also exhibited the fourth place getter, number 1118, Ingleside Midnight Special. Fifth placing, also to the that nomination, 1111, Ingleside Comet. So congratulations to winner and place getters in the Shire gelding, 3 years and under. So coming into the last on a clear round, there's another one. Hey, we're going to see a great jump off here. So the first. So we've got 2 out of 3, and that's a good start. So next to go will be a winner at this year's show already, Cartoon de Breve and Clem Smith. Number 134.
Graham and I very soon.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Cool.
So Clem had a great win the other day, and Cartoon de Breve in really good form at the moment.
Well, Graham, after this horse gets through, we have a very special gentleman to say hello to. It's Stephen Kerwin and Steve Williams. They're actually doing something very special with fanfares today. We had the Pipers bring in the Clydesdale. Well, Stuart Kerwin. Stuart's going to tell us a little bit more about that very soon. So you just tell us when you're ready.
So rail down at defence 4A. for Clem Smith. So he's not going to appear in the jump off. So into the next of the doubles. Three doubles in this first round course. The difference between them is the space between elements A and B. We've got one stride doubles and two stride doubles. Over number 9, so he's got 3 to go to complete the course, and then we'll meet Stewart. Safely over 9, second last, on 4 penalties. And another 4 faults at the last, so 8 faults for Clem Smith and Cartoon Debris.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to welcome Stuart Kilwin. And Stuart, you're very much involved with something special today, and it's lovely to have the Sugarloaf Shires here and Shelley's Lorries and much, much more. So tell us what's happening, please.
Well, I'm actually a trumpet player, and myself and Steve Williams are going to go out and play the old, the long, straight fanfare trumpets.
Yes. Just
to announce the horses when they come out. So, yeah, we've got a couple of fanfares. We're going to alternate. They're from the 17th century, the Baroque period, so it should fit in quite nicely.
Isn't that great? So this is when the Shires.
That's right, that's right. I think Chris wanted to, have a special surprise for today, so looking forward to it.
Isn't that great? And congratulations. Lovely to see you here, and congratulations to Chris and the team for their magnificent presentation of this year's Sydney Royal Easter Show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
We look forward to seeing you.
Cheers.
Thank you for that. There you go, Graham. There's something special. The first time ever that I know of, in my time anyway, at the Sydney Royal Easter Show.
Live fanfares.
Nice fanfares.
Live fanfares. All right, next to go, number 47, Diamond B Vigo and Amanda Madigan. Hey, that's going to be something very special, isn't it?
It certainly will be, Graham, yes. And they've really put a tremendous amount of effort into everything they've done for the Royal Easter Shows this year and showing their magnificent shires, so that's great. Well, Amanda Madigan and Diamond B Virgo is signed by Vivant out of Dam Temptation, a bay mare, foaled in 2002. Australian warm blood by 3 times national champion Vivant. Yes, some great breeding there, eh? And ridden by a great young lady that has had enormous success in eventing prior to changing over to show jumping. Back to you, Graham.
Thanks, Angus. Unfortunately for Amanda, railed down at 7B. And another rail down, so that's 8 penalties at the moment. Last fence coming up. Safely over the last and through the finish, so 8 faults for Amanda Madigan and Diamond B Vigo. Our next competitor is number 100, and that's Renmano. Nominated by Lisa Manuel and ridden by Sheridan Manuel.
Well, Romano's stable name is Max. He's side by Triggerview Radiant Glory out of a thoroughbred Deal Stopper. Chestnut Paint, he foaled back in 2001 by the Paint Registered Stallion out of a thoroughbred mare by Rancher, who happened to have the multitude of jumping gene bloodlines as well. And Father David is, in fact, the chairman of the EA committee up in Queensland. This young gentleman, he lives down in New South Wales. He works as a civil site supervisor at J.K. Williams. He's 26 years of age. He's the previous winner of the Junior Grand Prix at Sydney Royal Show, Individual Gold Youth Olympics as well in 2005. Last year, competed the World Cup Series. He had 4th, 5th and 6th. Many wins and placings at Grand Prix and Royal Shows. And great supporters of everything is showed up, particularly in the state of Queensland, where they live at Glen Eagle. So thanks, Graham.
Thanks, Angus. Unfortunately, the second fence down. Now, this horse is, as Angus mentioned, a paint. What is a paint? It's a colour breed. And as you can see, he has white on the right-hand side of his neck and down near where the girth and saddle. Any multicoloured horse, provided it is of the light riding type, can be registered with the Paint Horse Society. And they're one of the one of the colour breeds at that are now shown. We've got the Pintos, the Paints, the Buckskins, the Palominos, just to mention a few of them. So coming into the last, on 4 penalties, safely over the last, 4 faults for Renmano in the first round of the EFA Cup. Sheridan Manuel in the saddle. Our next competitor is number 105, and that's SL Limerick, nominated and ridden by Tom McDermott.
And SL Limerick is side by Daly Kay, and young Tom McDermott is based at Fernhill now, that Graham will let you know more about. And also the Fernhill team includes the Australian leading shadowing coach, which is young Tom. Became the youngest person in the world to win a World Cup qualifier in 2012. He won the Australian Championship after also being the rider of the show at Royal Canberra shows, Sydney, Melbourne Royal shows. And he was also awarded the FEI title of the best young talent in the world. And that was presented to him in Turkey in 2012. So what a great young rider. And Australia should feel very, very proud of this young gentleman. Back to you, Graham.
Certainly, we're going to see big things from Tom McDermott. His father, Greg, was an Olympian, represented Australia in the Games and trained thoroughbred horses for a while. But now they are at Fernhill Estate, and Fernhill Estate are one of our very generous supporters of the show jumping section here, the Group A Section 1. And they are one of the organisations that have guaranteed the $60,000 prize money that's enabled us to get a 2-star rating for our Group A Section 1 horses and classes at this year's show. So Tom McDermott, for one so young, has already achieved so much. As I mentioned, his father is an Olympian. His mother was the great support behind Greg, and now the great support behind young Tom. Into the last, he's on a clear round. Get ready. He's got it. Well done, Tom McDermott. We will see him in the jump off. Now, he was a second place getter in an earlier class at this year's show. So there are 12 placings to be awarded in this class, but we will only present 5. So let's hope that we can get at least 5 clears. Next to go is number 137, and that is Casablanca, owned and ridden by Emma Smith.
Well, Emma Smith began her career down at the Big Valley. The horse she's riding is a lovely. Had her first at Canberra Royal Show, first at Sydney, and also a 4th at the Sydney Royal Show, and also 5th at Canberra as well. So she's had great success, and also had placings at Wodonga Showdown event and Australian Championships as well. Well, gentlemen, we just have a result as they're making their way around the arena in front of the Vincent Fairfax stand for Class 713. And that's the Hackney Sulky Pony Turnout, not exceeding 14 hands, the Hackney Pony Sulky and Harness. First place goes to catalogue number 133, Hudson Franco, and that's exhibited by the late Bryson Bensley and his wife Joanne, Jeffrey, Richard Bensley, and Lady Ann Sinnott from Goulburn, New South Wales. In second place goes to catalogue number 35. It's always lovely to see Ashley and Robin Allison Woods and their family, and Ashwood Hackney Stud from Murrurundi, New South Wales. And if you're going through there, they own the RACQ, the service station there too, and Ashwood Exhilaration. So it's great to see Ashley. It's always lovely to see him. That beautiful Sydney Brass Sulky that Ashley and Robin exhibit each year. And they've been here for well over 20 years now, exhibiting at the show. So it's always great to see them. Congratulations to Joanne Bensley as well. Thanks, Parks.
Thanks, Angus. And Emma Smith and Casablanca on 4 penalties. And the last is down as well, so that'll be 8 faults for Casablanca, Emma Smith. So on course now we have number 85, and that is Penrose and Ali Lamb, her own nomination. Unfortunately, railed down at fence number 7B.
For Graham Barker, we have this lovely mare that's a foal back in 2000, Penrose, ridden by Ali Lamb from Victoria, and Ali's had enormous success over the years with this horse, and 7th at the Sydney Royal Easter Show in the World Cup, and was won by Sharon Slater. That was back in 2013. So it's always great to see the combination.
So finishes with a total of 4 faults in the first round of competition. We've got 3 clears at the moment: Caltango, Diamond B, Vixen and SL Limerick. And next in is number 25, Blue Esther and Nicole Brueggemann from South Australia.
And Blue Esther is a lovely bay gelding. He's 16.3 hands in height, a thoroughbred gelding, bred in New Zealand, and has jumped World Cups around Australia. Has had many other great performances. 2013 South Australian Senior Champion, 2013 6th in the World Cup at Gawler Show. Nicole Brueggemann, 19 years of age, full-time rider from South Australia. She started riding when she was 2, and congratulations, because she's made the 2014 Rio squad as well, and also has some wonderful sponsors like Equisage Australia, High Gain Feeds, and also Kingsland Australia. Back to you, Graham.
Thanks, Angus. Unfortunately, we're railed down at the moment. We've got 2 clears, so we do have a jump off. We're looking for more than 2 to go into the jump off if we can. Although yesterday we only had 2 and it was an exciting jump off. This is the EFA Cup, and it is now known as Equestrian Australia, not Equestrian Federation of Australia. So we thank Equestrian Australia for their support of a rug, and there's a prize medallion provided by the RAS of New South Wales. 4 faults at the moment, with 1 fence to go for Nicole Brueggemann. Safely over the last and through the finish, so she finishes on 4 jumping penalties. Clem Smith returns for a second ride, this time on number 133, Guru, and that's his own nomination.
Yes, Graham, Guru, affectionately known as Gus, is a bay gelding by Balcam Gambler out of Dove, a member of the Rio Equestrian Australian squad, runner-up in the Australian Senior Show Championship 2013, the winner of the Len and Betty McVean Memorial in 2013. Two wonderful people. They did so much for show jumping. The leading horse at Adelaide Royal Show last year, and it's had many wins and placings in Grand Prix and World Cup level as
For these riders, sponsorship is very, very important. It's pretty expensive to take a team of show jumping horses from show to show, and you need a bit of support. And Clem really riding there. Clem Smith, a really, really talented jockey. And when I say jockey, I mean a rider of show jumping horses. I don't mean thoroughbreds. And unfortunately railed down, and you would have noticed there that something fell. That's the breakaway cup, which is a safety feature that we now use. Once upon a time, the cup was firmly fixed to the wing and didn't fall. Now the part that supports the rail, if they hit it, drops to the ground. It's spring-loaded. Into the last, so Clem Smith will finish with 4 faults. Our next competitor is number 103, and that is Cyro, owned and ridden by Jack Maunder.
Yes, Graham and Kira. Yes, is signed by Carlos One out of Akira. It foaled back in 2005. It's a lovely grey mare, imported from Germany, and the first in the Young Riders Grand Prix in the Country Championships going back in 2012 at Maitland. And he's also had success at the Gatton World Cup. He had a first in the metre 20 class, and also he had a first in the Mini Prix at the Gatton World Cup weekend and second in the Young Riders. And at Sydney Royal Show last year, he had 2 fourth placings and a 6th at the Caboolture World Cup weekend. So a very successful young show jumping rider. And I always love to pay tribute to his late granddad, the late and the great Mr. Peter Hoffman, because he was so instrumental in encouraging this young gentleman. And I know his mum, Annette, and dad, John, will be here today too. So back to you, Graham.
Thanks, Angus. And of course, the support of the family is just so important. 8 penalties at the moment. And another 4 brings it up to 12. So into the last and over the last, 16 penalties for Jack Maunder and Kyra.
Well, Graham, we just have a result here for Class 475, the Shark Gelding 4 years and over, being presented down here to the side of the big screen. First place goes to catalogue number 801, Tullymore Sir Lancelot, Leader Pastoral Company from now. In third place to catalogue number 1376, Southern Cross Wesley, the tape from Richmond, New South Wales, and J&C White. Fourth place to catalogue number 220 is Tullymore Sir Edward, Louise and Noel Brown from Crestford, New South Wales. And fifth place to catalogue number 1114, Ingleside Flash Dance. And congratulations once again to Chris and the family. Chris from Spit Junction. My apologies here. I was just looking at the, where's Spit Junction, Bucks? Spit Junction.
Not sure, Angus.
We'll find out. And very soon we have also just a result here for Clydes. First place to catalogue number 1544, McMurtry Georgina, Yanko Agricultural High School. Isn't that wonderful? Congratulations to all the students. Second place to catalogue number 1138, Headlands Sylvia, Robert and Janet Pierce, or Jeanette Pierce from Headlands Clydesdale Stud at Crookwell, New South Wales. Congratulations to Robert and Jeanette. And third place to catalogue number 167, Glenda Bissett from Orange and McMurtry Greta. So, Graham, isn't it wonderful to see the success of Yanko Agricultural High School here at the show this year?
But isn't it wonderful to see them with the Clydesdales? There wouldn't be too many agricultural colleges with Clydesdales, I wouldn't think.
And the Perticaris family, boy, oh boy, Chris, I'd be so proud too of all these lovely shires, as all the other exhibitors down there as well. Back to Graham Barker.
Thanks, Angus. There's a Silvo and Brooke Dobbin from Victoria. And Silvo is, was the current Victorian show jumping champion, won it in 2013.
Well, magnificent exhibit, Silvo, Bay Gelding. He's filed in 2002, 16 3 hands in height. And it's lovely to welcome the owners of this exhibit here today too, Graham. Angela and Marcus Cooney. It's lovely to welcome you both to watch Brooke Dobbin compete today. A lovely warm blood from Germany, first in the Australian Championships, as Graham said, and leading Part 2 horse at Melbourne Royal Show, and also a member of the national squad. A combination for 2.5 years. The horse has been imported from Canada. So back to Graham.
Thanks, Angus. And Brooke Dobbin is a very experienced rider and a very good rider. So we're coming to the last with 4 faults. Good round, Brooke Dobbin. Unfortunately, just that one rail down, but he'll be very highly placed. I would think it's showing 5th on the board, which is a pretty good placing.
Well, Graham Barker, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, if you just look down to the side of the show jumping arena as well with our ringmaster, Mr. Bill Picken, and a very warm welcome to Bill. We have 2 trumpeters down there, Stuart Kerwin and Stephen Williams. They're going to be playing the fanfares, which go back to 1685. So I'd love you to put your hands together and give our trumpeters a big warm welcome. Come on to the spotless stadium here. Great to have their company. You'll hear something very special very soon. Back to Graham Barker.
Thanks, Angus. And our next competitor is number 104, Stratford Delight and Tom McDermott.
Well, Bucks, what a combination these couple have been. They've just had so much success at the Royal Easter Show here over the years, and a combination that since they came together just clicked. So we certainly wish him well. He's much travelled, as we know, and Stratford Delight. He's had Dramatic Dream, and also we really feel for them with Rolex passing away early this year. But a young gentleman. He won the World Cup riding Stratford Delight back in 2011. He's the youngest rider in the world to ever do this. So that was the combination. So congratulations to them. Stratford Delight, a brown gelding, foaled back in 1996 and had success in Queensland, New South Wales, Snowy Mountain Show Jumping Championships Festival as well. So back to Graham Barker.
Thanks, Angus. Unfortunately, Stratford Delight, a winner on the first day of the show in the Group A Section 1. He's got 2 down. But Tom is clear with SL Limerick and into the jump off. But a very talented young rider, and he's living a dream. Tom was very successful as a junior. He was the Australian Junior Champion. He's been the Australian Young Rider Champion and the Australian Senior Show Jumping Champion in a very, very short career. And he believed that he had the talent to go to the top. And so his parents and Tom now at Fernhill Estate, and he is living the dream. Safely over the last, 16 penalties for Stratford Delight and Tom McDermott.
Well, here are the fanfares.
Isn't that unbelievable?
There's a tradition going back to 1685. Come on, Australia, put your hands together. Give them a big round of applause. To Stuart Kerwin and Stephen Williams. Thank you.
That is sensational. I'd love to record that.
It'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
We could use that in some of the shows, Angus.
We certainly could.
Fantastic. Are they coming back to do it again?
I hope
or is
so.
it a once-off?
There they are.
Oh,
they
you're
are.
coming back again. Good.
We might be able to get the boys in the camera to do something for us. There you are.
Next to go, and we're getting towards the end of the first round, number 82, Barala Centurion, and a man that has represented Australia in the Olympics here in Sydney in 2000. Russell Johnston from Whittlesea in Victoria, and this is his nomination. Top competitor, Russell Johnson, and a man that runs the Victorian show jumping stables at Whittlesea in Victoria, and he puts a lot back into the sport. He helps organise the Whittlesea show, which is probably one of the best shows in Victoria, agricultural shows. A rail down at number 3.
Well, Graham, this magnificent Barala Centurion is a brown gelding, foaled back in 2000. It's 61 hands in height. and had great success last year. The Melbourne Royal Show had a 5th placing in the World Cup qualifier, and also at Adelaide Royal Show had a 5th place, and Equestrian Grand Final a 5th, and the Victorian Championships at Whittlesea a 1st. As Graham mentioned, the World Cup qualifier at Gawler World Cup in Adelaide, or South Australia, had a 1st as well. Back to you, Graham.
Thanks, Angus. Russell wearing the pink coat, and you might say, hey, are you colourblind or something? That's red or scarlet. Yeah, you're quite right. But there's a tradition and a story about the pink coat. There was a tailor in England that purchased this material and made hunting jackets. And his name was Mr. Pink. And so the jackets became known as pink coats. Safely over the last 8 faults for Russell Johnston and Borealis Centurion.
Well, gentlemen, 258 is a class being judged over there for our Clydes, and this is the Clydesdale filly, 2 years of age. And just down in front of the big screen, we have, for the Shires, class 476 being judged. And 476 is the best Shire geldings. So this is a special class, the best Shire geldings. So as you heard, the trumpeters, lovely fanfare for them as they made their way into the Spotless Stadium. Thanks, Bucks.
Thanks, Angus. Orchard Hill will be the next to go. Number 29, only ridden by David Cameron.
And Orchard Hill, a chestnut gelding foaled in 2001. And David from Wilberforce. Well, had placings at the Tamworth Winter Championships in central New South Wales in the metre 40 class, the Prince of Wales in the Part 1. At Melbourne Royal had a 6th placing. World Cup qualifiers at Caboolture in the Summer Classic. And Forbes Show, where David originally came from, goes down supports it, which is wonderful. He had a 3rd placing down there in the Forbes Grand Prix. So, yeah, delightful gentleman. It's always a pleasure to see him, and he's much travelled, going right through to Cairns in the past few years. Has some wonderful young people he coaches, including Tegan Kidner from up at Gordonvale, Graham near Cairns, who's been down here competing as well in the past.
So he's now got 3 down. That's a total of 12. And 4 more at the last. That'll be 16 for David Cameron and Orchard Hill. The EFA Perpetual Cup goes back to first presented in 1951. And that was when we literally first started having Olympic-style show jumping. Over the years, there's been some wonderful winners. And last year it was Jamie Coumond and Valhalla. And Jamie at the moment is overseas and about to represent Australia in the World Cup final. The McDermott family, Carol Mason with CP Rolex, won it in 2002. And Tom McDermott is qualified for the jump off. So maybe he could be a 2-time winner. Here's a horse with a lot of experience and a rider with a lot of experience who finished on top of the point score table in the World Cups a few years ago. And it's Billy Raymond from Queensland and Stardom. And Billy is riding with a bit of a disadvantage at the moment. He actually broke his wrist just a few weeks ago. And at the moment, the wrist is in a pass to cast.
Yes, Graham and Stardom, a black gelding. He had foaled back in 1998, 16 two-hands in height. And what a wonderful career these two have had together. And they've been together for quite a few years now, and he's, as Graham said, he's just returned from New Zealand. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll just very soon have the announcement for you of the special class 476, the best Shire gelding. Thanks, Parks.
Thanks, Angus. So come on, Bill. Billy Raymond. So in show jumping, it's a combination. Horse and rider work as a team. The rider is the captain of the ship. And it's about 60% rider, about 40% horse. Billy Raymond, looking good at the moment. Come on, young Bill. Oh! Got in a little bit of trouble and the horse tried to climb over the fence. So started on Billy Raymond with 4 faults at the second last. Was looking good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the announcement of Special Class 476 for the best Shire gelding. And congratulations, it goes to catalogue number 801, Tullymore Sir Lancelot. Leader Pastoral Company Proprietary Limited from Nara in New South Wales. So congratulations, well done. And so we're just down there also for the presentation. This is a very special award for the Shires. And it's a great pleasure to have Miss Helen Therese Terry Parks down there for the presentation from Tura Shires for the presentation here today. So, ma'am, a very warm welcome to you, and also a very special thank you to Holly Pertikaris and Irene Dowers, who are presenting also a trophy for the best Shire gelding, supported by Chris and Cindy and Sugarloaf Shires. So, congratulations to them. Thanks, Graham.
Thank you, Angus. Unfortunately, Matt Afford and Kaluna Thunderstruck have a rail down.
And Bucks, too, while they're doing that presentation, Sugarloaf Shires established just 7 years ago with the purchase of their first shire and located at the top of the Operon Plateau in the cool climate, perfectly suits the heavy horse breed. So back to you.
Thanks, Angus.
And I think Carol might be down there with the winner. Are you at best exhibit?
And just quickly, Angus, 4 faults for Kaluna Thunderstruck and Matt Afford. So we finish the first round with 2 horses clear. They go into a jump off against the clock. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Less obstacles, larger obstacles, and racing against each other and the clock.
So thanks, Carol.
Thanks very much, Angus, and a huge congratulations down here. But I'm going to just take a quick moment to speak to our winner, if I may. You look gorgeous. Talk about, you knew what colour you were going to win with that beautiful blue and gold. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You did a great job. He wanted to dance a bit out there, didn't he?
Yes, just a bit. And I'd just like to thank, I forgot his name, but the gentleman for donating such a beautiful trophy.
Absolutely.
And thank you to the Royal Show for holding the Shires. It's nice to see there's so many here today.
Thank you so much. And Mrs. Helen Therese Cherry Clark, it's wonderful to have you here too. If I can sneak over and do a very quick, big welcome.
He is a glorious horse, and he also won the National Shires Show last year.
Well, that's wonderful. There you go. Proof in the pudding and a wonderful trophy now to be presented. Thank you very much, Graham and Angus.
Thanks, Carol. Well, Carol, we just, the lady said thank you to the people that donated the trophy. Well, a very special thank you to Sugarloaf Shires for doing that. And ladies and gentlemen, the Sugarloaf Shires are not just show horses. They are all required to work. And this year they'll be shown in leg classes and harness, including singles and pairs. And the aim for next year is for a 4-horse team, which will be pretty unique. One of then 6s, and ultimately the 8-horse team to be shown here at the Royal Easter Show. Isn't that wonderful? And Sugarloaf Shires is a true family event. Congratulations to Chris and his family. Chris Pertikaris and family, closely knit, with Chris and Cindy and their children, all very much involved. Isn't that great? So congratulations to you. Yes, Carol?
I have our wonderful judge here. As I said, a very big welcome to Australia. You know those ads up on the screen for Calgary Stampede, Angus?
Yes.
Well, guess what? This gentleman comes right from there, from Alberta in Canada, and we love having you here.
Thank you for inviting me down. It's been a great time, and coming out of our winter into spring, this is actually very comfortable weather for myself.
Well, we're very pleased to have you here. I know you're from you have a Percherons at Eaglefields, is that correct, up there in Alberta?
Yes, we do. We have a stable. We raise our own purebred Percherons, and we show and exhibit all breeds of draft horses.
Well, we'll look forward to talking to you more about our horses. We've got more classes to go, so we can't influence anything here, but we'll talk to this gentleman, Mr. Coleman, a little bit later after he's judged some more champions. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham and Angus.
It should be interesting to hear from when Carol talks to Mr. Coleman how our wonderful Shires and Percherons compare to those in Canada, because they really pride themselves, don't they? And like we do on these magnificent heavy horses over there too. You've been over there many times, Carol.
Yes, Angus, I get to go to the National Stock Show in Denver, Colorado every year, and it's wonderful to watch all the variety of classes there. The 6-horse hitch, I saw a year or two ago with 66 horses and wagons in the arena together. It's an awesome sight. They are just magnificent. All different heavy breeds. They've got a lot of Belgium draft horses over there that I saw. And I'll tell you a little funny story. When I was watching them, I went with a lot of other entertainers, and we were watching them. And, of course, my horsey side took over, and I was judging intensely, watching each workout. I turned around to the girls, and I said, well, I think that second Belgium draft team will win it. They were terrific. And the girls said, oh, we like those black ones down there. I said, what are you talking about? They were all out of step. They said, what are you judging? We're judging the Cowboys on top. There you go.
Yeah, and they were led down the garden path by Carol Hukin. No, I know that.
Oh, I was busy with the horses, truly.
Good on you, Carol. It's lovely to have Carol here too. And folks, those lovely Shires, honestly, the gentle giants with the horse wheel standing 17 to 19 hands in height with that massive bulk and heavy silken feather and the delicate face, deep, kind eyes, and descendants of the night of years gone by. The great horse of the English black, probably descending from the Frisian, they think. The first stud book was back in 1878. And of course, since then, well, they're everywhere. And what a magnificent sight it was to have those two pipers, or the two trumpeters, I should say, with Stuart Kerwin and Stephen Williams.
It certainly was, Angus, and Graham said it was fantastic. I would think it was fanfare-tastic. Absolutely great.
Thanks, Carol. We just have the results of Class 676, the sulky horse over 14 hands to be driven in a sulky. First place goes to catalogue number 449, Hudson Vamp. Congratulations to Robert, Charlotte and Edwina Duddy from Willow Tree in New South Wales. They have a magnificent Angus cattle up there too. Congratulations to them. They certainly do themselves proud. And it's lovely to see them down here. They've just had a close association with the Royal Eastern Show for many years. And of course, a lovely part of the world where they live up at Willow Tree. What a magnificent part of Australia. Second place, catalogue number 725. Congratulations to Melissa Bensley once again, and Rick Jones and Aaron K. Jones and Aaron M. Bensley from Tauranga, New South Wales, with Cherry Farm Alaric that had great success this morning. In third place, to catalogue 41. Congratulations to Ashley and Robin Allison Woods and family, and Ashwood Hackney Stud from Murrurundi, New South Wales, and Mayflower's Beau Supreme. And Mayflower's Beau Supreme with the white ribbon on, ladies and gentlemen, has been competing here at the Royal Eastern Show for many, many years at Brisbane and all the other major events that they compete at. So put your hands together, give them all a big round of applause. Come on, Australia. You do them proud. Well done. Congratulations, Melissa. What a lovely sight. Just an unbelievable sight. The sulky horse over 14 hands. And Ashley Allison Woods looks younger than ever, doesn't he? All right, we'll cross back to Graham Parks. We had our first, I think, in the jump-off up there, and it might be, it was, while we were doing that result, it was SL Limerick, Thomas McDermott. And he had 4 jumping penalties back to Parks.
Thanks, Angus. And this is Tom McDermott and SL Limerick. So Tim Clark.
Sorry, my apologies. Tim Clark it was. Parks had
4
jumping
faults
penalties.
in, what's the time, Angus?
The time is 39.50.
4 faults in 39.
Yeah.
That's
so
the score he's got to better. And this young man certainly knows all about it. Now, both these horses in the jump-off have had a second and a fourth placing. in the Group A Section 1 classes. So they've been very consistent. This is the third class, the EFA Cup, and they've both gone clear in each of the three classes. So they'll be getting some points for the world rankings. This is the two he's got the same number of penalties. Now he's got to beat him on time. Oh, he's got another one down. So it's going to be a win for Tim Clark. So we've increased the size of the fences and they go against the clock. So it's going to be a win for Tim Clark and Tom McDermott will be placed second. Now I'd like to invite you all back on Wednesday, because Wednesday afternoon, the first round is at 3:25. We will have the big Grand Prix, and it really is something very special. 2 rounds of jumping. If we've got a quality at the end of the rounds, we get a jump off, and it will be sensational. It is the feature event of the Sydney Royal Easter Show with excellent prize money. Group A Section 1 has $60,000 in prize money. That is the minimum that you can have if you want to be a 2-star event. So some enthusiasts have got together with the RAS to guarantee the $60,000, and this, I think, is the first official 2-star class in Australia. Why is it important? Because to get invitations to compete on the world stage overseas, you have to have a world ranking. And to get a world ranking, you have to do well in classes at least of a minimum 2-star. So the winners and place getters in these classes here at Sydney will be getting points on the world stage as far as the global rankings are concerned. So well done and congratulations to Tim Clark, and they'll be back in just a moment for the presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a result for Class 258 being presented over in front of the Cumberland stand. The Clydesdale filly, 2 years. So first place goes to catalogue number 845. That's Arunga Destiny, Andrew Marriott from Benalla in Victoria. Congratulations. Put your hands together, all those people sitting up there, and give them a nice big round of applause. Second place for catalogue 919, and that's Samara Park Minuet with Sean and Mrs. Yvette Maloney from Swan Bay, New South Wales. Second and third place goes to catalogue number 1511, Even Sands Annalise, S&M and S Westling from South Maruka in New South Wales. So Victoria first, New South Wales second and third. And this is wonderful. You read out those names from all parts of the state of New South Wales and travelling all the way up 1,000 kilometres or more from Victoria to compete at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, the greatest show on earth, we say. So Arunga Destiny, good on you, Andrew Marriott. Congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, there's other exhibitors there too in that lineup. So I'd love you to put your hands together and give them all a big round of applause. And it's back to Graham Parker.
Thanks, Angus. And this, of course, is a very, very important award here at the Sydney Show and the show jumping, the EFA Cup. Of course, back in the earlier days, it was known as Equestrian Federation Australia. We are now known as Equestrian Australia, so it is EA, not EFA. And when we look back through the records, this event was first decided back in 1951. And back in those days, we were only just starting show jumping here in this country. And the reason we introduced Olympic show jumping was because Melbourne would host the Games and the equestrian events would be held in Sweden. And Australia felt it only right that they should be there as the host nation. And to obviously go to the Olympic Games, we had to be able to compete in show jumping. And so the first show jumping events were held here in Australia in the late 1940s. The rest of the world, show jumping began in 1866, and it wasn't anything like what we see now. The competitors came onto the arena, paraded, then went off out into the bush and jumped natural obstacles. So the spectators saw nothing, and so it was soon arranged for natural-type obstacles to be placed on the arena. The Federation Equestrian International, or FEI as we know it, was formed in 1912. And they standardised and formulated the rules right around the world, and they are the governing body of the equestrian sports at the present date. So we joined the FEI some years ago, and now we compete with great success in eventing, in dressage and in show jumping. We've been very successful. Johnny Fay got a 4th placing in the Olympic Games back in 1964 in the show jumping, but we've been outstanding in the 3-day event, with Australia winning back-to-back. In fact, they won the triple. They went 3 times in a row, and Australia and New Zealand won 5 Olympic Games in a row in the team's competition. And so they thought we better do something about this, so they changed the rules to make it easier for the European horses to compete, and it sort of made it a little bit harder for the great thoroughbreds of New Zealand and Australia to take out the gold medals in the 3-day event. Very shortly, we will have the presentation of the winner and place getters in the EFA Cup.
And Bucks, there's only the 2 events today too, I think. That's the
Yeah, just the last one.
last event for the day in show jumping. Not the event, but last show jumping.
Yep. So we welcome down on the ring Bruce Farah, representing the Equestrian Australia, and John Valence will present the prize rug, thanks to Equestrian Australia.
Well, it's nice to see John Valence. Mike Jones, John's been involved with the show here for many, many years too, hasn't he?
As a course designer, and John is a top international course designer. He understudied many of the international course designers at the Olympics. In fact, he was invited to build the courses for the Sydney Olympics, and he felt he didn't have quite the necessary experience, and so he declined, but he was the assistant course designer here in Sydney. And he was one of the ones that was responsible for so many of the fences that had the Australian flavour. We can see straight down here in front of us, Angus, the Paddington Flats. There was the Ned Kelly fence, the street lamps, and many other fences were something that represented Australia, and they were very well received. So we're about to make the presentation.
And also, Graham, we have Mr. Bruce Farah today too. Very well, you sir, for being down there as well for the presentation of the awards. And also Mr. Michael Archer. It's nice to see Michael here this year for assisting Mr. Ho from Singapore and all the officials. A very warm welcome also to all our green card partner stewards too that do such a wonderful job here at the Royal Easter Show each year, and they come from all parts of New South Wales and also Queensland. So it's indeed a great pleasure to welcome them all here and say thank you to the green coat mounted stewards. And Peter Spackman, thanks to Peter. Peter's the green coat. We're there bringing the trophies and organising all the ribbons, so it's always nice to pay tribute to young Peter as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just while we're waiting, just a little further up, we have the magnificent Shires too. And this is 4, 6, 7 being judged, so the Shire Stallion, 4 years and over. Our judge, Mr. Brian Coleman from Canada. To let you know more about the show dumping, it's back to Graham Barker.
Thank you, Angus Lane. Well, we will be making a presentation of 5 ribbons, but to give you the other placings, in 6th position, Kaluna Thunderstruck and Matt Afford. 4 faults in the first round, time 75.08. 7th placing, De Silvo and Brooke Dobbin. 4 faults in 75.18. 8th placing, to Guru, Clem Smith. 4 faults in 77.70. 9th placing, Brewster and Nicole Bruggeman. 4 faults in 79.19. 10th placing to Cartoon Debris, Clem Smith, 8 faults in 76.29. And 12th placing, Diamond B. Vixen, Sam Buchanan, 8 faults in 78.42. But it's time now to make the presentation of the awards to the first 5th place getters. Congratulations, a great win to Kel Tango and Tim Clark. 4 faults in the jump off in a time of 39.60. Bruce Farrer making the presentation. The rug being presented by John Valance. And Tim Clark and Coltango have jumped very successfully over the last few seasons. And the winners of the World Cup qualifier. Now, look at the way that horse just stands. Nice and quiet. Tim Clark is an accountant by profession. Comes from just out of Melbourne, down towards Geelong area. Formerly from Mortlake. And his wife Ingrid is also a very, very successful competitor. She was originally a 3-day eventer. Now, I think only does show dumping. There's the beautiful EFA Cup, dating back to 1951. So it's got a wonderful history and record. And each year, the name of the winning exhibit is engraved onto the cup. Second placing will go to number 105, SL Limerick, Tom McDermott. So Mr. Ho will make the presentation of the second award. And congratulations to Tom McDermott. 8 faults in 47.95 in the jump off. And these two have been going head and head. Both of them up to this class had a second and a fourth placing. Third placing to number 100, Romano and Sheridan Manuel. 4 faults in 73.62. Fourth placing, number 123, Stardom and Billy Raymond. 4 faults in 74.17. And fifth placing, number 85, Penrose, Ali Lamb. 4 faults in 74.86. So while we're making the presentation of the final 2 ribbons, Carol is down there with the winning rider, Tim Clark.
Thank you very much, Graham Barker. Tim Clark, that was a wonderful, wonderful ride. I'm sure you've got a story to tell us, to thank your sponsors or whatever else you'd like to tell us about this wonderful horse.
Thank you. Yes, first of all, I'd like to thank her. She's a super little mare and she's always tries her hardest, and I'm very lucky to be have the ride on her. I'd like to thank, yes, my sponsors. They are Omega Feeds, they're super. They send me a lot of feed, and Caltango, she loves to eat it, and she does well on it. I'd also like to thank the NRG team for keeping me pristine clean and looking after her tail. And I'd also like to thank Sinclair Wilson Accountants, because they employ me and let me travel up here. And I'd like to thank the organisers for running such a great show. I haven't been here before. It's really good, fantastically run, and the ground is super. And I'd like to thank the competitors and for turning up and making good competition, and Tommy McD for taking it easy on me. Thank you.
Oh, I don't think he does that, don't you worry. Well, it's been great to have you here, Tim. We hope to see you back again. Thanks very much. Graham, back up to you.
Thanks, Carol, and I have no doubt that Tim Clark will be back, because I'm pretty sure we will have 2-star classes here next year. And, of course, when 2-star, the prize money is good enough to attract the best.
Well, Graham, we just have a result here too to the side of the shed humping, where the shed humping's been presented. We have the presentation taking place for class number 467, the Shy Stallion 4 years and over. Congratulations, catalogue 1109. It's Sugarloaf Shires. Congratulations to Chris Perdicaris and family from Spit Junction with Bickers Court Cavalier. In second place, catalogue number 218, Rosemore Archie, Louise and Noel Brown from Crespit, New South Wales. And third place to catalogue 1528, Cedars Lock with Lisa Wilson from Barrow in New South Wales. So put your hands together, give them a nice round of applause. The Shires, what a magnificent lineup down there. The Shire Stallions, 4 years and over. Aren't they fantastic? Boy, oh boy, beautiful big horses, lovely horses. Back to Graham Barker.
Thanks, Angus. Well, we're going to give them a little bit of a lap of honour. So as they go past, what about putting your hands together? And I think young Phil might have a little bit of good music for us. Well done, Tim Clark. Congratulations. I didn't realise it's the first time Tim's been to Sydney.